tracking for you this evening. With the escalation of violence in Israel, another battleground has opened up across social media networks, with fake and misleading information, images and videos being shared online. An Israel-based social media threat intelligence company, Cyabra, is helping Israeli security teams to stop the spread of misinformation. This is the same company that was previously hired by Elon Musk to uncover bots on Twitter and currently is tracking US election disinformation. Joining me now is Rafi Mendelson, Vice President of Cyabra. Rafi, welcome to Startup Street. And, before we talk about the spread of misinformation and what Cyabra is doing, I first want to ask you as to how you're doing, how are your employees, family and friends?
Thank you so much for having us on the show. As I'm sure everyone who's following the news can see, the events on the ground change quite often. And in fact, just in the last few minutes, we've had more rockets that have come over and have affected most of the center and south of Israel.
Yes, unfortunately, the co-founder, Dan, couldn't be with us during this interview. I believe he's in a safe place right now. But what about your employees? How are things currently there?
Dan sends his apologies. He was hoping to join you today, but he's currently in a safe room in Tel Aviv, as there's been a siren in the last few minutes. There are lots of news that's coming out. We're all watching the images and the videos as everyone else is. And so we're hoping that the situation will resolve very quickly. Yes.
Cyabra claims, Rafi, that it has analyzed close to 2 million posts, pictures and videos across Facebook, X, Instagram and TikTok. What have you uncovered? I believe there were tens of thousands of Hamas-backed online accounts that were created. If you could take us through your findings.
Absolutely. So Cyabra is a company that works with governments and large companies to monitor online and social media spaces to detect threats that are coming from these areas. In the past, we've looked at Ukraine and Russia and the disinformation related to there. As you mentioned, we track the US elections 2024 that's coming up. And so when the war started in Israel, we wanted to also see what was happening in the social media space. We've tracked around 2 million different types of content, posts, etc., and hundreds of thousands of profiles. And what we've been able to find are tens of thousands of fake accounts that have been created in order to spread fake narratives in support of Hamas. Roughly around 21 to 25% of the posts, of the profiles that are engaged in the conversation are in fact fake, and they've been created ahead of time with a lot of planning involved in order to be able to spread different types of narratives aimed at different audiences in order to be able to achieve more sympathy and support for Hamas, the terrorist organization.
All right, Rafi, if you could help us understand the complexity and the intensity of the bot networks, can you give us a breakdown of an example of a fake profile, how conspiracies are being pushed by fake accounts?
Absolutely. So there are lots of videos circulating that are real and that are currently being shown on social media and media outlets, just like your organization, your channel. And so many of those videos are being taken, are being adjusted and edited, and then are being pushed out by fake accounts with new and different narratives in order to be able to change the profile. What we've seen amongst the tens of thousands of profiles, around 40,000 fake profiles up until now, includes accounts that were created a year and a half ago and have been lying dormant, lying in wait, waiting for a situation like this. And in fact, over the last 2-3 days, we've seen these same accounts posting over 600 times. So there's a level of organization and planning that has gone into this. That means that that there is a social media, there's an online battleground that's taking place aimed at all of us, both in Israel and outside of Israel, in order to change people's opinions and drive specific narratives.
Sure. And one of the topics that emerged is the compassion shown by Hamas towards the captives. There are numerous videos and photos that claimed Israelis were being treated well. What have you found there, and what are the most frequently used hashtags by these fake profiles?
That's a great question. And so that's one of the fake narratives that we've seen. Videos, like I mentioned earlier, that are real, but are being edited to be able to show a specific few seconds of terrorists engaging with and speaking to a hostage, but actually not causing them specific violence and harm in that specific video. Those videos are then being shared by fake accounts as proof that there is a lot of compassion being shown to hostages. Now, of course, we know that's not the case, but the fact that we see these tens of thousands of fake accounts, and that's one of the main narratives that they're pushing out. So they're using the content, they're creating text to accompany that, but then they're adding hashtags to that. Now, they're not creating specifically new hashtags, but they're using the hashtags that are already existing, the hashtags that we are engaged with in order to stay on top of the news and keep up to date. And so they're inserting those fake narratives into those conversations.
Okay. So, Rafi, what's on top of your to-do list right now as you work with the government in these difficult times?
So with any issues of elections and war, we have tracked in the past, and this we will be doubling down our efforts. Employees at Cyber are working night and day to be able to uncover analysis, uncover the fake accounts, and uncover the fake narratives to be able to see exactly what the other side are doing. And we are sharing that information with the relevant organizations and security establishment, as well as media outlets like yourselves, so people are aware when they are carrying out and getting news from social media, like we all are with these global events, they are aware that actually many of the accounts are fake, and they should be aware as they're engaging and consuming information that they should be looking out for and be particularly on alert as to the information that they are reading. And just one final point from me is that there's lots of conversation around a war or an election, but what we are seeing here is a huge operation that is taking place online. There is another battleground that's taking place in the online space that's very coordinated, and that's definitely something that we've seen from the enemy side, from Hamas and Hamas sympathizers as well. So that's the scale that we are seeing is more akin to the type of state actors that you would see in these kinds of global events.
All right, Rafi, it's time for me to wrap up this conversation. All I can say is we are praying for you. Stay safe. And many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today and giving us all the facts that there is. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.